What's up, guys? We're back. Today, we're ranking Batman's Rogue Gallery. We're gonna rank these villains on who deserves to be seen more and who just gets used too much. Also, we're judging by who can definitely be alone in a film and absolutely kill it without using the help of any other villain. So, let me just change this real quick. So first off, we got Bane. Bane is used a lot. We saw him in live action and animated, so we're gonna put him in too much. Bane does deserve to be in Rogue's Gallery because he's been a hard defeat by Batman. I mean, recently they've showed that Batman doesn't struggle against him, but what I've seen in Dark Knight and of course the comic where he broke Batman, he's a pretty good fighter. They both share similar history. They got trained by Ra's al Ghul. I feel like after we saw Bane break Batman's back, the fans got upset since Batman has plot armor, so then they downplayed Bane, and then after that, whenever they fought, Bane lost pretty easily. Next, we got Clayface. Now, I haven't read any comics specific to him. All I know is that he had a tragic backstory that was Batman's fault. He's alright. I don't want to see him too much because he's boring, but he is definitely used. Not in live action, but used in animation a lot. Let me just change this to not enough. He doesn't deserve to be in Rogue's Gallery because I can't see him as an ultimate villain in a Batman live action movie. He's one of those characters who works with the main villains, like he worked with Hush in the animated movie, but other than that, he's not really a standalone villain. He's not compelling enough. If there's a reason he's in the Rogues Gallery, then comment below. Alright, Killer Croc. Now, he was in the Origins game. I would say he was a hard one to fight. The scene in Asylum where Croc literally takes Scarecrow with him is so funny. So we'll put him in this one. I don't think he's that compelling to be put in the gallery. Next we have his Joker. Now we all know Joker gets heavily portrayed. He's in every single thing. The past few years, it's always been Joker. Now, I don't hate him, it's just that he's overused. Except in the latest Batman movie, they didn't use him, but still, they tried to sneak him in at the end. We need new villains to be used. Why have a huge gallery of rogues but use only one villain consistently? It's boring. At this point, we can predict how Joker's and Batman's fight would go. And Joker was shown in the comics to be unpredictable, so that shows how overly used he is. This isn't only about Joker, but also every other villain that gets overused. The more you use, the less people are entertained by it. This works for everything in life as well. Like, imagine eating the same food for weeks. You'd get tired of it. But DC doesn't seem to listen. They had such a great opportunity to make a Batman Beyond animated movie, but nope, they just hate fan opinions. Next up is Mr. Freeze. He's a tragic villain. His backstory makes him a very compelling character, but I wasn't a fan of him at first, but after reading his backstory, he's pretty good. He's not used enough, which is dumb since whenever they did use him in the games or comics, he's been always interesting. It was frustrating to defeat this dude. They also messed him up in his live action. We'll put him here. His motive is the most interesting amongst the other rogues. Joker doesn't have a motive, he has one, but it's just boring. He wants Batman to break his code, but Batman doesn't, so then there's this whole chase, which honestly has nowhere to go. It gets boring because we know Batman won't kill. So Joker's motive is very limited, I would say. Okay, so my bad. I kind of mixed up the backstory of Killer Crocs with Clayface. So it's actually Killer Croc who has more of a tragic backstory. Clayface did it to himself, but Croc was basically born into it, which makes him tragic. I wouldn't call Joker a tragic character because we don't really know his backstory because he keeps switching, and I kind of don't want that too. We need a crazy rogue for sure who does things just for the hell of it. Ra's Ghul. This guy always beats with Batman. I think it's mostly because of Batman being with Talia. I think that's the reason. I'm not sure. Also, Bruce kind of left the League of Assassins and Ra's wanted to crown him or something, so maybe he's pissed about that. It's basically a mentor being salty that his student left him. We see him in Gotham Knights and the other Arkham games. He's used a lot in animation too. He came in Dark Knight as well, so this guy gets used a lot. But he's honestly boring. Whenever he's on screen, I skip his scenes, except for his fight in the game, which was kind of good. He even backs out from fighting Batman several times, maybe because he respects him. In Under the Red Hood movie, we see him not fighting back against Batman, which was explained, but still, why would you let yourself get manhandled? So, we'll put him in too much. Next, we got his Penguin. So, the Penguin show was great. It was a good spin off from Batman movie, but I've never really liked Penguin. He's too goofy. He's not threatening enough. You'd expect him to be more menacing than a clown, but Joker does a good job at being a threat. This guy gets bullied not only by Batman, but the Bat family too, so he doesn't deserve to be in the Rogues Gallery. He's a secondary villain. It's always Penguin and some other villain. He's never been by himself, and that's from what I've read in some of the comics. He's got more fights with Black Mask than Batman. I would actually pay to see a whole movie about Penguin and Black Mask just going at each other. That'd be more interesting than anything else going on. He also snitches and has helped Batman on several occasions, so he's like a background character, honestly. I'll put him in too much. Riddler. Now, he's kind of proven himself in the new Batman movie, but he's a fun character, honestly. Even in the comics, he keeps things interesting, giving riddles to the world's greatest detectives. It's like Riddler's way of testing how smart Batman is. Two nerds just trying to outwit each other. He does give zesty vibes though, not gonna lie. I guess it's because of the Batman Forever movie. The only good thing about that movie was Val Kilmer's Batman voice. It was the closest we could get to Kevin Conroy. I was surprised that Riddler could survive by himself in the movie without the use of other villains, unlike Batman Forever, where he used Two-Face. I like contrasting characters, like their fits are very bright, but they have a dark ideology. It's unexpected, which makes it much more entertaining to watch. So I'll put him in too much. Then we have Two Face. He's praised a lot. Nobody has any hate for him, which is ridiculous because his character is very mild compared to others. I don't like his gimmick. I've never seen him be like the last standing villain, just like Penguin. He needs other villains to carry him. I'll put him in alright. He's overrated in my opinion. I think it's good to have both sides of the character. Some people love and some hate him. I feel like that makes the character more interesting, but I haven't seen any hate on Two Face. Not that I'm aware of. We've saved the best for the last. Scarecrow. This whole video was basically just an excuse to talk about Scarecrow since DC doesn't give him enough spotlight. He's a better villain for Batman. He's better than Joker. Joker is used a lot, that's why people might think he's a better villain, but people don't analyze and read enough comics. He's not used enough. He's always poorly written, despite comics that show how big of a mastermind he is. Batman and Scarecrow are practically two sides of the same coin. One rules by fair to protect and the other rules by fair to control. The Joker wants Batman to break his one rule, but Scarecrow doesn't focus on the rule but more so in understanding why Bruce doesn't fear. He's trying to understand Batman, so he plays mind games. He tries to psychoanalyze him. In the movie, Killian Murphy did such a good job, but I bet he could have carried the movie without Joker being in it. Like always, we see Joker just overshadowing Crane, which is ridiculous because Scarecrow is a solo villain. He's the type of villain who would test on other villains. Imagine him just trying to test on Joker. Physically, yes, I don't think he can beat Batman, but he could definitely play mind games and try to break Batman psychologically. People literally clowned on him in Asylum, but when he came back in Arkham Knight, people praised him so much. That was the Scarecrow everyone wanted. Scarecrow is much more menacing than any other villains. His gimmick is so dope. Fair toxin, costume. He has poisoned Gotham several times. Bro, if he's written well, this guy would be the biggest menace to Batman. Joker knows this. That's why he teams up with Scarecrow so much. He's such a great character that he doesn't need to piggyback off of someone else. If the writers just stick to the personality from Arkham Knight or from Injustice 2, where he completely roasts anyone who's going against him, his one liners in this game are great. Like he's mocking everyone who comes in his way, and his special move is dope too, where we see a little bit of glimpse of that Asylum boss fight. He's got so much potential, but DC keeps using Joker like it's their only character. This guy is more mentally insane than Joker. He used to experiment on his own students when he was teaching psychology. Deserves to be in the rogues gallery, and I want to see him used more in the films. So yeah, this is the lineup, and I hope you guys enjoyed my take on this. Comment down below on details I might have missed and what you think about the lineup, and see you guys in the next one.
LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James.